Your Excellency, Ambassador Maria del Carmen Scaife, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the world is facing multiple interconnected challenges, from widening inequality to climate change, environmental degradation, conflict, and heightened insecurity. In addition to the millions of lives lost, the COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated inequality and deprivation on multiple fronts. Some 85 million more people have been pushed into poverty, which stands at the highest level for a generation. At the same time, some of the richest people in the world saw their wealth double in the past 2 years. Globally, the pandemic has worsened hunger, food insecurity, and malnutrition, and led to an increase in gender-based violence, child abuse, child marriage, and child labor. It has had a disproportionate impact on the marginalized and isolated, particularly women, girls, and those in the informal economy. The recovery has been uneven. Governments in developed countries were able to respond quickly with unprecedented packages of support. But many developing countries lack the resources and the vaccines to launch such a response. They have been left to fend for themselves. As we head into the third year of this pandemic, new challenges, including rising inflation and new variants, could derail any progress that we have made. Faced with fiscal deficits and looming debt burdens, many governments will have to choose between servicing their debts and serving their people. Both options, cutting essential spending on social services or defaulting on debt payments, will have serious implications for their future development prospects and indeed for global implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. As the Secretary-General has said, without decisive action, business as usual could result in a breakdown of the global order. Excellencies, we have a huge task ahead of us, one that demands global solidarity and enhanced multilateralism. To rescue the SDGs, developing countries must be supported so they can invest in a strong recovery from the pandemic. First, we need a new global deal that delivers on global public goods, from the environment to public health, and enables developing countries to focus their resources on sustainable, inclusive development. This must include a complete overhaul of the global financial system and the creation of an operational debt relief and restructuring framework. Second, we must change the premise on which investment decisions are made so that they are in the best interest of humanity, not money markets. Financial metrics must go beyond gross domestic product to include the care economy and account for climate risks and vulnerability. Third, we need a human-centered recovery that addresses inequality, poverty, and hunger, and enhances resilience, sustainable livelihoods, and the health and well-being of everyone. We need to prepare for a future of renewable energy and digital technology. Social policies are at the heart of such strategies. As the Secretary-General outlined in his report on our common agenda, we need to renew the social contract so that everyone, everywhere, has access to food, shelter, healthcare, education, and opportunities that are basic rights. As part of these efforts, the new Global Accelerator on Jobs and Social Protection aims to reinvigorate action on decent work and economic growth by providing social protection for the 4 billion people that are without it, and by creating 400 million decent new jobs in the green, care, and digital economies. The proposed World Social Summit in 2025 would be an opportunity to share successes and lessons learned, coordinate action, and create momentum for the SDGs at a global scale. But efforts are needed now to accelerate these and other efforts and to re-energize progress in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Today's deliberations can serve as a springboard to chart the way towards a greener, more inclusive, and more resilient future. I count on this Commission to do everything in its power to ensure that the United Nations can collectively fulfill its commitment to leave no one behind. Thank you.